Hello, previously I showed you how I made this notebook. I stitched them and they are very secure. You can use your own paper and they're fun to create. I am going to take 3 notebooks that have some watercolor papers, and I also made one with little dots. I use legal size paper for this one. Okay, so I have 4. This format is very convenient because you can take one notebook with you and sketch or paint and leave the other ones in your hotel room, and you don't have to bring so many things. That's very important for me. Okay, but I also want a cover for this. In order to have a cover, I use this is like a vinyl that resembles leather, and I like it because it's not leather, but I want it to be a little bit thicker, and to do that I put some fabric in the back. To put the fabric, I use some fusible web. You can use something like this or the heat and bond. This is an iron-on adhesive. Just follow the manufacturer's recommendations. You fuse both materials together and they become stronger and nicer too. You can use any fabric or paper. Alright, so I cut my material for the cover the same height as my book, and I also measure the thickness of the spine of my books. In this case is 1 inch because I'm going to give it some space to grow. I'm going to have that in consideration too. So it's 6 inches. My notebook is 6 inches like this. So 6 inches plus 1 inch and plus the other 6 inches is 12, 13, and I leave 3 more inches to have something like this. I like to have a flap like this to protect my books inside. Okay. All right. So now that I have the books and I have the cover, for the cover, I also stitch the edges of the cover with my sewing machine. You don't have to do that, but I just like the effect. Now I am going to secure these notebooks inside the cover. And the style that I'm going to use is the Midori or the Traveler's style. Okay, so I already measured my notebooks, and I'm going just to put them like this inside the cover, leaving like maybe a 1/4 inch overlapping like this, and I measure where I should make the marks. And for 4 books like this, I am going to need 2 sets of strings. So I'm going to make 1, 2, and then a 1/4 inch down I'm going to make another 2 holes, and I'm going to repeat the same thing at the bottom of the cover. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and this is going to be 1/4 inch from the top. So it's 1/4 inch here, and then from the first mark I'm going to make another mark, another 1/4 inch. So the first one is 1/4 inch and another 1/4 inch. The same for the other ones. So 1/4, 1/4, the next one 1/4 and 1/4. And the distance, remember that my book's spine for all 4 we're going to be like 1 inch. So I measure the inch, and one of the holes or the marks is going to be 1/4 inch from the mark of the inside the 1 inch, and the other one is going to be a 1/4 inch also from the mark of the 1 inch. And I also need 1 hole in the center. Okay, this is going to be holding the wrapping elastic, wrap around elastic. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 holes, and the one in the center. Now it's time to sew my book, but before that I'm going to reinforce these holes with these eyelets. Okay, these are small eyelets, and I am going to use a bigger eyelet for the center hole because I have a wider elastic. If I have a thin elastic, I can use the small ones, and that will be fine. Okay, let me just install those eyelets using my crocodile. I made the holes with the crocodile too. I just used the smaller setting for the holes, and I am going to use now this side to install the eyelets. The eyelets are not a need. You can just leave the holes like this, and that will be fine. But if you want to put something more decorative or stronger, then use the eyelets. Okay, I'm going to do that now. Okay, I finished installing my eyelets. As you can see, 4 at the top, 4 at the bottom, and 1 at the center. Just to recap, remember, you need 2 pieces of cover, one for the outside, one for the inside, that you are going to bond together with an iron-on adhesive. The size is going to be the width of your notebook, okay, plus the width of the spine of all the notebooks that you're going to put there, and another width of the notebook. Okay. In my case, because my books are 6 inches, is 6, 1 inch for the spine, 6 inches for the back, and 3 inches for the flap. Then when you have in the area where you mark the spine, where it's going to be the spine, you are going to make 4 holes like this, and this one is going to be 1/4 inch from the top to the first one like this, and the second one is going to be a 1/4 inch from the other one that you did. Just repeat the same for the bottom one and the center. Now I am ready to put my elastics in my cover. I use a round elastic, and I'm going to measure something like twice the amount of the length of my book. I'm going to cut it here, and I'm going to show you how to insert it. I will be inserting the elastic at the first hole like this from the inside of the cover, and at the last hole like this. Now I flip my cover like this, and from the front of the cover I am going to be inserting the elastic at the holes that are beneath the first one and the one that is next to the last one, like this. Flip again, you are going to have something like this. Now when you have this, you're going to have these two tails here that you are going to tie. And it's okay if your cover bends a little bit like this, that's okay. Because once you put your books inside, they are going to be nice and tight. I just make a knot here. And I repeat the same thing with the other one, the other hole. Now it's time to put my elastic that is going to be here at the front. I chose this wider elastic, and I also put a little charm here. I inserted the elastic here in the center hole, as you can see, from the cover to the inside, and I tie a knot in the inside. Remember, your elastics should look like this. Okay. If they are like one on top of the other one, then just take out your knot again and make sure that you tie this elastic under. Before I cut any tails and arrange this, I want to make sure that the notebooks fit well. Okay, so I'm going to open the notebook in half so you can see the stitches, and I'm going to insert it here in the first so it fits there like that. And as you can see, it's still like this, but don't worry, when you put your other ones, it's going to look fine. Okay, so I used my first elastic. I'm going to use now the second elastic, the one that is under. Again, I open my notebook and I put it inside. So far, so good. You have your two notebooks. Going to do the same with the other elastics. Open the center and insert it in the first one. If everything fits well, then what I do is I move these elastics. Let's see this second one here. I move this elastic more to the bottom so it doesn't look like this, and I also cut the tails with the scissors, and they are ready to go. Oh, I also wanted to show you what I made with some scrapbook pages, the white pages, the protector. I needed some for this book, so I cut the side of the paper of the page, and I used my sewing machine to stitch it and create some pockets so I can put things inside. Okay, this is going to be also here inside of one of these. It can be anywhere. You don't have to put it exactly there. You can put it whatever is more convenient for you. So that's it. I hope you like this tutorial. I use this band to put it like this to close it. And this is my finished book. Here. Enjoy the tutorial and enjoy making the books. That's the most important thing. That's my objective, that you learn how to do things and use them. Take care, and any comment, please let me know. Thank you. Bye-bye.